asshole! He's a cocksucker! He is a cocksucker! That guy right there in the 22, he's a cocksucker! Cocksucker! Cocksucker!
Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kenzel.
And joining us for another episode this week from Codo's Mojo, you know him, we talk about him every episode. Patrick Codo, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, thank you very much for having me on, Ian. Glad you guys have me, Patrick Codo from the Codo's Mojo, on the best sports podcast out there.
That's right, and
Don't come at us. The best business.
Make sure to listen to the Codo's Mojo as the Stock Car Spectacle will be on there this week. So we're excited to be on your show, buddy.
Oh, I'm excited to have you guys on. We always talk some good stuff. Always talk about racing. And, of course, week one, the NFL just happened. So, we're going to dive into that. Baseball is exciting. Just happy to see some sports back.
Absolutely,
we
buddy.
need it.
And you can follow him on all podcast platforms. So let's dig into our Bristol preview, boys. So first off, we got the Truck Series running on Thursday night. We got the 200. It's a 106-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 are 55 laps each, and the final stage will be 90 for a total of 200 laps. Last year's winner was Brett Moffitt. Most wins by an active driver here is Kyle Busch with 5. Most wins by teams is GMS and KBM. They're tied with 3 wins. And the most wins by a manufacturer is Chevy with 9 wins. So, guys, who do you have to win the Truck Series race Thursday night? Patrick, let's start off with you, buddy.
Gonna go Moffitt. Make it 2 years in a row.
All right, not a bad pick there. He's pretty decent at Bristol. Mike, who you got?
I'm going to go with my boy Ben Rhodes. Riding high here lately, really turning it on, finally showing some race speed. Bristol's been pretty good to him. 5 races here, a top 5 and 4 top 10s. Ben Rhodes, victory lane tomorrow night.
All right, Nick?
Well, he is making his return to the NASCAR Truck Series. I'm going with Ross Chastain. He's driving for Nice Motorsports this week. This is a track that suits Ross Chastain really well with his driving style. He's raced here 4 times. He's got 2 third-place finishes here. So I know that Nice Motorsports does not have that backing that they had from GMS like they did last year, but I'm looking forward to it. I think Chastain's going to get it done. Ross Chastain win the truck race.
All right. So for my pick to win the Truck Series race, I gotta go with Matt Crafton. We saw him get the win earlier this year from breaking that winless curse that he had going on there, and I think he's going to be really fast at Bristol. Looking at his stats here in 17 starts, he doesn't have a win here. But he does have 4 top 5s and 11 top 10s, an average finish of 10.5, and he's only got 1 DNF in 17 starts. So I'm looking for that 88 to be in victory lane and advance into the next round of the playoffs. All right, guys. So now let's get into the Xfinity Series. We got the Food City 300. This will be a 159-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 will be 85 laps each, and the final stage will be 130 for a total of 300 laps. Last year's winner was Tyler Reddick. Most wins by an active driver is Kyle Busch again with 5 wins. Most wins by a team is Joe Gibbs Racing with 6. And most wins by a manufacturer is Chevrolet with 17 wins. So, guys, who do you have to win the Xfinity race on Friday night? Patrick, who you got?
We're going Ross Chastain, getting revenge from his early dismissal, I would say, back in May, because he crashed pretty early, and I mean really early, not even 10 laps in. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I am waiting for him to smash that melon, and I know you guys are waiting for me to just walk on over to a store one day, grab a melon, and just smash that puppy to the ground.
You need to do it, buddy. we need melon smashing in Thunder Valley, and we need melon smashing in Naperville, Illinois. So you better go do that, buddy.
Gas it, smash it, baby.
There you go. All right, Nick, who you got to win the Xfinity Series race?
So I'm going to go with the 8 car of Jeb Burton. Jeb has been on a nice little roll here. He had a solid weekend at Richmond. Sad that Daniel Hemrick's not in the car because he ran top 10 here last time. But I like Jeb Burton. I think this is a good track for him. Junior Motorsports went to victory lane the last time we were here. And I'm looking for the 8 car to really break their bad luck that they've had this year. I got Jeb Burton to get his first win.
All right, Mike.
Real quick, Nick, how salty would you be if Jeb Burton gets a win in the 8 car before Daniel Hemrick?
I'd be really salty. I would be, honestly, because I already know what's going to happen if that happens. Oh, Daniel Hemrick sucks. Screw this guy. He doesn't deserve to be in this car. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to be in the car next year from what I'm hearing with Sam Mayer and everything. But yeah, I'd be the saltiest mofo on the planet.
All right, Mikey.
Guys. So my winner in the Xfinity Series, I'm going to stay in-house. I'm going to go with the 9 of Noah Gragson. Guys, I think Noah is in a situation where he doesn't need, but he could really use a win right now. Seems like it's been a while since he's gotten to victory lane. Teammate Justin Allgaier just rattles off 2 in a row, kind of surpassing him in the standings, looking really good. Noah's a guy that we pegged early this year to potentially be a championship 4 guy, and another win and a couple more playoff points would really do well for him, propelling him into the Xfinity playoffs. This is a good track for him in 3 races here. He's got a win. He's got a top 5 and a couple top 10s to show for it. So I think we see old Noah Jeezy in victory lane in the Xfinity Series.
He doesn't wreck his teammate like last time.
Whoa.
Hey, you know what, man? The teammate's got to win now. So me personally, we're going to let bygones be bygones.
All right. So, Mike, you know what? That was my pick, but I'm still going with Noah G. He won here earlier in the spring to get his second career Xfinity win. So, yeah, he did have to move his teammate to do it, but I think Noah G will get it done again in Thunder Valley, capturing his 3rd win of 2020. Sorry I had to copy your pick, but that's who I was going for, and that's who I'm sticking with.
Can't blame you for picking your boy, buddy.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, guys, now we're getting into the big race. We got the Bass Pro Night Race at Bristol. It's a 266-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 are 125 laps each, and the final stage is 250 laps for a total of 500 laps. Last year's winner was Denny Hamlin. So, guys, who do you have to win the Bass Pro Night Race? Patrick, let's start off with you.
Well, obviously you guys are probably going to expect me to say Chase Elliott, right? Yeah. However, I'm going to roll the dice and take Brad Keselowski. Here's why. Finally won a playoff race. Let's make it 2. And the last time we were in Bristol, and this was this season, and the last time, so back in spring, Keselowski won on back-to-back Sundays for crazy finishes. Make it back-to-back races, and crazy stuff happens in Bristol. And anytime something crazy happened, Brad Keselowski's in the right place, took the race. So if something crazy happens, Brad Keselowski will be right there to take the win. Now, I'll be happy if Chase wins, because, of course, Chase is my guy, but I think Keselowski has this one. And like you mentioned, too, like, 3 wins, and that's it. We just picked up number 4, so let's make it 5.
There you go. All right, Mike.
All right, guys, I'm doubling down on something I talked about in our race review show from Richmond. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm putting them all in, shoving all the chips in on the number 12 of Ryan Blaney. Guys, I know we've talked about before, this is a racetrack where he runs well, leads laps, and just can't find a way to finish. But you can't keep doing that forever. Eventually, you break through. One thing you can say about Ryan Blaney, he does seem to perform well in big races. He's won cutoff races. He's won races just before cutoff races to put himself in position to move on to the next round. Seems to me that when the lights are on brightest and Ryan Blaney needs something to happen, he is able to usually find a way to make that happen. He's led over 400 laps here. It's time to get the monkey off the back and get a win at Bristol Motor Speedway.
There you go. All right, Nick.
All right. Well, the fan in me wants to say the 21 car of Matt Benedetto, but in reality, I just don't see it happening. They did not show good stuff when we were here in the spring. So I'm staying in the Penske house, so I'm going with the 22 car of Joey Logano. He's got 2 wins here, 6 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and he's led 766 laps here. When we go to Bristol, you look at the last 10 races at Bristol, Joey Logano scored the most points. Logano's punching his ticket to the round at 12, and it's going to make Dalton Good a very happy person when Joey Logano advances.
He's going to kill you for this.
All right, Nick. Well, I got to disagree with you there. I do think that the 21 of Matt Benedetto will win this race on Saturday night. We're going to be in different conditions from what we saw in the spring race. That was a day race. This is going to be a night race. We saw him almost win that damn thing last year in the 95 car, which we know is a lot less funded than the 21. So I do think that Matty D is finally going to get that monkey off his back and finally get a win, and it's going to be at Bristol where his heart was broken last year.
I mean, I'd love that. I just, like I said in the review show, check it out if you haven't. They just have not unloaded with speed, and that's been their story the last month and a half. They barely made it into the playoffs because of ill handling cars, and that goes on the team and the crew chief. Not having practice is killing this 21 car right now, but I'd be the happiest guy in the world if he won. But yeah, well, let's see what happens.
All right, guys. So you got anything else to add before we head to Thunder Valley this weekend?
Let's go racing, boys.
Yeah, this is really kind of lining itself up to be an insanely entertaining race, insanely competitive. You got a lot of guys in some very treacherous positions when it comes to the cutoff line, all the way up even into like 6th and 7th place in the playoffs. So nobody can afford to just sit back and play it safe. So This is going to be a barn burner, boys and girls. Make sure you tune in on Saturday night.
I mean, there's nothing bad.
Saturday night's all right for some racing, boys.
Yep, it's going to be great.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. So thanks for tuning in to the Stock Car Spectacle. We'd like to thank our guest, Patrick Codo, for coming on this week. It was fun having you on for these past few episodes, buddy.
Oh, yeah, man. Always great to be on the Stock Car Spectacle. Always great to have you guys on the Codo's Mojo. It's exciting.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget, make sure to check out the Codo's Mojo on all podcast platforms. You can also find him on Twitter and Instagram with all of his updates. You can find me, Nick, and Mike. We're all on Twitter and Instagram as well, along with the Stock Car Spectacle accounts. And make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channels and find us on all podcast platforms. So, for the Stock Car Spectacle, I'm Ian Jortson.
Mike Gable.
And I'm Nick Kinsel.